boy. Just be yourself. If people don't like you if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Big Los,
Hollywood Kev,
and welcome to another episode of The Noize on iHeartRadio.
Yay.
If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on YouTube, follow us on iHeartRadio as well, The Noize. Follow all the Beat Network podcasts on iHeart, because they all on there now.
All of them.
All of them. Facebook.com/Beat Network 1. Like us, like the page there. Follow us on IG at Beat Network. Follow us on Twitter at Beat_Network. Is there anything else left to pub?
Nope.
That's all of them?
I think so.
Okay. Kev, what's going on, man? Long time no see.
Well, it ain't been a long time, but, you know, I figure since it's your birthday, I got to make a special appearance.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Air Hustlers of the world. It is Big Los's birthday. If he wasn't on deck before, this nigga's on deck now.
Super on deck.
He is old. If y'all can see him right now, he looks like shit.
Old, decrepit, gray hairs. No longer I've had a hairline since 19, so I don't know if that one necessarily counts. But, yeah, I definitely feel it. Not even going to lie. You want to know what I'm doing to celebrate?
What?
Clocking in and going to work.
I feel for you, brother.
I feel for myself.
I feel for you. See, usually for my birthday, I know in advance, obviously, so I schedule it.
Do you now?
Right. It doesn't just pop up on me like sometimes. I schedule it off. Mm-hmm. Being that you're in the hotel industry, that's a different animal.
You know what's funny? My birthday does pop up on me. Like, every year I'm reminded of my birthday. I don't know if it's because I'm old.
It got to be.
I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to be real with the ear hustlers right now. I stopped celebrating my birthday after 25.
And that's a tough birthday to stop celebrating it on.
Well, I tried to.
25, isn't it like 21, 25, 30 is your big joints?
Yeah, and then I think by 30, you just do the decades after that.
Yeah.
But with me, my 25th went to shit. I'm going to share a story with y'all before we get into the show.
Story time with Los.
So I originally wanted to go to Miami. Had everything planned out.
Yep.
We was gonna go to this Carnival all white yacht party. Already bought the tickets for that. You know, everything was going good, but you know, with every black gathering, you'll start off with 30 people. Midway through, you down to about 15.
Yeah.
By the time I want to say September, like mid-September, there's like 4 of us.
I was one of the 4.
He was one of the 4. I could definitely say that
because
he had his yacht ticket. So it was only 4 of us at the time, and then it was technically 3 in a pop because one of them didn't even know if he was going to be able to pull off the trip or not, even though he had got his ticket. So I just was like, you know what, whatever, we ain't got to do nothing. So I ended up going out for my birthday in San Francisco because I was still in school at the time. Man, I got birthday money. I ain't had no job at the time because I was in school, so I really had no account.
I don't care if you got a job or not. Birthday money is the best shit ever.
Birthday money is the best thing ever.
When you get birthday money, the niggas can't tell you nothing.
You notice that shit stops after like 21, so I got lucky on 25. I think it's because it's the quarter century club, so they're like, okay, we could break you off from making it this far.
Here, take it.
Take it, run it, you know what I mean? But anyway, I got all this birthday money, and the day was going straight. The day was going smooth. That night, though. Bruh, we went out, party, you know what I'm saying? The party was cool. On my way back, nigga, I got robbed at gunpoint.
No.
Took all my bread. And when I tell you every birthday since then has been shit.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who has not or who does not know Los personally, this is a lot of nigga to rob.
It's a lot of nigga. That's why I said gunpoint.
You know, that's a shit. I'd be pissed too. I understand. I understand.
It was a shitty birthday, and then every year following, I don't know, just something happened on or around my birthday. Like even this birthday, something's going on. So, I mean, it's like I've been telling people, one, I appreciate all the birthday love. I don't want anybody to feel like, you know, I just don't give a fuck about people wishing me well on my birthday. But, you know, I wake up, I thank God for allowing me to have another day, another year at that. And I feel like that's all the real celebrating I need to do.
So being at you 112 now for these next, because she been you on deck, I don't know. We gonna make sure these birthdays pop.
We'll see. I'll get.
You got to put it in the air early. You got to put it in the air.
You know, I want to put it in the universe, and then the universe be like, "Gotcha, gotcha, nigga. This is what you thought." Let me tell you what your birthday really about. But nah, I think I'll be hyped again for my 30th, for the Dirty 30, for whatever I'm gonna do for that. If everything goes swimmingly with that,
mud wrestling.
You know what? That may have to be the move.
Midget mud wrestling.
I'm pretty sure we could produce that, put that on the network. That's some views right there.
It might be
midget mud, but we got to find some midgets though that are like.
I'm talking about attractive midgets.
Hey, I was about to say like they had to be attractive.
I know you've seen a midget that you probably like. You know what?
Like if you
girl, you was about a half an inch taller.
You know what though? That's how. What are the two midgets just had that music video?
Wait, midgets just had music videos,
yeah,
and I don't know about
video.
this. You shitting me?
What is their name?
I'm YouTubing this.
It was two of them, and they were rapping, and I was like, you know what? That little ass can get tossed around. I'll juggle a midget today if that's the case.
Dirty 30 beat midget wrestling.
Beat midget wrestling.
Look out for it.
Live on Facebook. Like, share, and subscribe.
Y'all better share the shit out of that.
Yeah, now Kaz counting down. All right, so if he's 28 now, so nigga 2020 can be on.
Right. It's popping.
Well, no, I'm sorry, 2019. See, I'm old. I can't count. Thank you all again for the birthday wishes. We do have a very fun show ahead of us, but it is something that we absolutely have to touch on, being that, you know, the home base for Beat Network is here in Las Vegas. We both grew up, majority of our adult lives here in Vegas.
Yeah.
And, of course, as everyone knows, Vegas was hit with a huge tragedy last week, this time last week, actually.
Exactly a week from now.
59 dead, 527 injured. In the situation, you know, and I found out some of the injured ones weren't even directly connected to the shooter. You know, he was the base of it, but they didn't get shots. And, you know, some were trampled, some were. One of them, actually, one of the 59 I just saw on Facebook was ran over by a car that was fleeing.
Yeah,
she's from the Heart Attack Grill.
Okay,
and you know, so rest in peace to her. Rest in peace to everybody, really.
Yeah.
You know what's sad about it is you and I, we had this conversation years ago, and we said Vegas, you know, of course we prayed that it wouldn't happen,
right?
But we were like, Vegas is overdue for some kind of a national tragedy, because the tourism is so big here, because the population is so active here. The Strip became really an easy hub for anybody to want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, and quite frankly, it still is an easy hub.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You know, do you remember where you were when all this went down for you?
I was at the homie Chip's house. Okay. Fucked up thing is, right, I actually had people in town that were staying at the Monte Carlo, even though I'm pretty sure they hate me now because I didn't get a chance to make it down there. But it was people that were staying at the Monte Carlo, and I just got off of work, I want to say around like 3 or 4. And I initially was going to bring clothes with me to work so I can link up with them immediately after.
Right.
And then we were just going to kick it, chill on the Strip, you know what I'm saying, do. Man, something happened. Oh, yeah, that's right. I had to go help my aunt move. So I was like, shit, there's no point in me bringing clothes. I got to go do something. I'll come back down here anyway. So cool, I'll go do that. Went, help aunt move. That went way longer than intended. By this time, I'm dummy tired.
Right.
End up going to the homie Chip's house. Shout out to Chips and Haley. And Haley cooked. And we're just like, the phone just started blowing up. I'm like, what's going on? And it's not only my phone, it's everyone in the room's phone. And they're like, active shooter on the Strip, are you good? We turn on the news, and they're talking about 2 dead, 49 injured. So we're like, damn, my man really went in on some shit. Bruh, when I went to sleep that night, that's what it was. I woke up the next day, finally turned on the TV, and when I saw I had 58 dead at the time, and of course went to 59 as the day progressed, 58 dead and the 527 injured. I'm like, and y'all really trying to convince me it's one guy that did this?
Yeah, we gonna get into that.
Or we're definitely gonna touch on that, but we want to give the respects to the people. Man, when I saw that, my heart just dropped because I'm like, this is the national tragedy.
Right.
This is exactly what it is. Like this, no matter what, this is a fucking act of terrorism. I don't care what the media try to spin it as. This is an act of terrorism.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And my heart felt for the city. My heart felt for the victims. My heart felt for the families of the victims. It was rough. And again, it was eerie because I was definitely supposed to be down there that night.
Right.
Not at the country spot, but I was definitely supposed to be on the strip that night. What about you?
Actually, that day was wild for me. I wanted to get out the house because I've been in the house. You know what I mean? I was like, I got to get out the house. Mm-hmm. So me and my family was gone pretty much that day. We were gone out of the house. Mm-hmm. When we went to go watch the planes take off. I got my daughter.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
I let her watch the planes. You know, the planes was going off. On the way back, this is about 7:30. When we leave from the planes, it's 8:15. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, you know, I live close to the strip. Let's take the strip down. So we go down, and we stop at the crosswalk where this is the crosswalk.
Oh, so y'all went to the strip?
Yeah, we were on the strip. We were on the strip, and it's funny because I kept seeing all the people with cowboy boots, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? All these people with cowboy boots. Seeing them go across, I was like, oh, it's a concert over there.
Yeah, I knew what was going on because they always checking into the hotel.
I'm like, okay, cool. Kept it pushing. Get home. Now, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to catch this movie. The movie start at 9:25, right? And I went to the drive-in, so, you know, they had a double feature. Went to the drive-in, you know, to make my movie. By the time I got home, it was late. Turn on the news, and I'm like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I literally was at the crosswalk where this was taking place at a few hours earlier. B, I'm like much like you, 59 people. I'm like, whoa, like it looks surreal.
Some people can only get off 59 shots.
Yeah.
And the fact that he got off, he killed 59 out of the XYZ amount of shots he got off, injuring 527.
Yeah.
But continue, my bad.
Yeah, no, it was just surreal because you see it when, you know what I mean, when other shootings of other tragedies have happened throughout the country. You see it and you're like, damn, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's not in your city.
Right.
You know what I mean? When it's in your city, it's a completely different ballgame. The energy in Vegas felt weird. Even the next day, that afternoon, I was up and about, and outside the energy felt weird.
You didn't want to come outside.
Yeah, you really didn't. You really didn't. There was barely any traffic. You know what I mean? Ironically, it seemed like people were a lot nicer. It seems like people have been nicer all throughout the week. But it was just
because we're America, Kev.
It was just a very eerie type thing. You know what I mean? And then to see people go through that, and I knew people that were working the event who they were fine, but just to know that this is taking place, and this ain't no video game. This is not something you're seeing on TV. This is real. And for me, it's like this happened less than 8 miles away.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was just very...
You could see the stratosphere from where you're at.
Yeah. It was just crazy. You know what I mean? And like we've talked about, we knew Vegas was essentially a hub for this, but you never really think it could happen to you.
You never thought somebody would be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Let alone someone with, quote, no military experience, no battle training, just a rich old white guy.
Basically.
A rich old white guy. What was more eerie for me is when I went to work that following Wednesday.
Right, because you work on these strips.
Work on the strip, right. I got annoyed, honestly, with guests kept trying to talk about it because, you know, when you live here, you may not have known the people, but it's like this is still Vegas.
Right, absolutely.
You know, so it literally could have been anybody.
Yep.
And I even, you know, in speaking of that, one of my old coworkers, I don't want to reveal his name because I'm going to actually touch on some other stuff that he said, but one of my old coworkers was at the fucking event. So I'm like, that's how close to home this is.
Yeah,
one of my dad's coworkers lost her son in that event. Mm-hmm. Close to home, you feel me? So while I was at work, you go in there, city's on high alert. There's bomb dogs everywhere. Mm-hmm. So I'm all like, why are there bomb dogs here? That's my first thought. Like, something I need to know. One thing I do with my job is I always run keys to the guest. Mm-hmm. Somebody call for keys, gives me a reason to get away from the desk, so I bounce. This was the first time I did it, and I felt so uneasy walking. I was just like, this feels weird.
Right. This could be it.
Like this could literally be it. I can get his guest the keys, he could blow me away.
Happy birthday!
Yeah! Hey!
Happy birthday!
Wow!
Hey. Yeah!
Happy birthday!
Where the hell are y'all coming from? Happy birthday to you. We went from like the most serious conversation to happy, to happy birthday. I'm gonna keep this recording. Y'all were like, y'all, we ain't gonna wait till they get on the next subject. Let's jump in there. Y'all got shit to do.
Like, y'all passed the current subject.
And I was thinking about it, but I was like,
Oh, so your ass knew too?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you.
All
right.
You gotta blow it out. See what those lungs can do.
I smoke a lot, so. That was easy.
So you ain't that old yet.
I still got it. Still got a little bit in me. Shout out to the Beat fam. They all just surprised me with cake and candles. I'm pretty sure everybody's on live right now.
They on live. They on live.
Oh, okay. What's happening? What's goody? What's good?
You're on camera 3 right now.
I see right now. And y'all got a blue and white KC, y'all. Oh, no. That was your decision. I appreciate that. Everyone would have known at least, but I appreciate it. Mal, you good?
I would have got a red cake or something.
Oh, I'd have gave it back. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We appreciate
We're gonna let
Your
you
balloons.
definitely appreciate you. We'll let you finish the show now.
Yes.
Oh, there's
But
gifts.
some heat's on, so.
What's this? What's this here? I'll open this up real quick. Got some high chews.
Those are mine.
I forgot about that. Okay. This is clean. I likes.
You're a businessman. Figure you need a little time too.
I mean, I could use some hot chews as well, but it's good. What's this? Express. Okay. Oh, this is clean. Show the people. There's a live folks.
For the boss out here.
Appreciate y'all. Definitely. Malachi, what you get me? I'm just playing, man. Nah, you good. Those are
We didn't tell the baby.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
He said, I'm gonna take-
I appreciate it.
Y'all get that on live. Feeling. All right.
Now I feel like I should have shaved. I look old. Like I'm.
That's the point.
Yeah, I'm up there. I put all this stuff away. Who let all these niggas in my house?
Well, the plan was if I was the last person in here, my goal was to leave the door unlocked. So.
Well, technically you weren't because I had to leave
I know.
the door. I almost locked the door.
I know. What's crazy is when I heard you talking to Jay, he was like, "You want me to do the door unlock?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Cool," because I would have. That's why I told you I didn't want water. Because if I wanted water, I was gonna go out there. Got plans.
All right, so the Beat family played too damn much. Thank y'all again because it's a lot. It's a lot happening. I got to watch that live video now because I wasn't expecting it. What the hell were we talking about?
I know exactly what we're talking about. Again, we want to say rest in peace.
Of course, yes.
To those.
It's weird getting back to it considering
Yeah.
everything that just happened. I think I was.
But no, you were explaining that you were taking this person the key, and you felt uneasy.
Boom. Yeah. Felt uneasy. Felt like this could have been the day. And again, the bomb dogs like that really fucked me up because I'm like, what are we really looking for right now, and why are we a subject? And there's other stuff behind that I'm pretty sure I can't speak on, so I'm not going to speak on it. Other than that, I got to move these balloons. Kind of getting into everything. I think I have to move out of here.
Every time you take a shit, you got to remind it. It's my day.
Balloons.
I'm really proud of the city for banding together the way they did.
Definitely.
And hopefully we can. I know security is going to be tightened up from this point forward.
Of course. New Year's is going to be crazy.
Yeah, but they're going to need to tighten it up even more because even though that it's tight now, it still can happen. It can happen.
You
right
see
now.
the flaws.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
see the openings of how you can make something happen.
Like everybody been saying, we've been Vegas strong, man.
Oh, yeah, of course. We're going to keep being Vegas strong. Again, rest in peace to those that lost their lives. Prayers, condolences, and love to the families that lost their kids, brothers, fathers, whatever the case may be. Horrible event.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was our turn. And call this man what he is. He's a terrorist. I don't care how rich he was. I don't care how old he was. I don't care how white he was. This man's a terrorist.
It's funny to me that in this part, I mean, it's funny to me how they're talking about what this man liked to do. He liked country music, and you know, he did this for his family. No, we don't.
Right.
We don't need to hear about what he did.
Exactly.
We know what he did.
No, we know exactly what he did.
You know what I mean? Don't
up
try
until this
to,
day. Up until that exact day doesn't matter.
Exactly. You're trying to paint some good around this. There's no good around this. Man's a piece of shit, and he a coward for the way he went out too. If you're gonna do all that, you know,
You might as well get clipped. Don't
exactly.
shoot yourself.
Exactly. So, rest in peace to those that's fallen. Because we feel for you. We really do feel for you in this one.
Definitely. Getting on to some lighter subject to, I guess, match what just happened. I have a bunch of opinions on, but I'm pretty sure you saw in the news all over the place Cam Newton's comment to that female reporter.
Yeah, I saw it. I personally didn't see the issue.
All right, I'm gonna let you touch on that.
And the reason being, well, maybe I only seen the snippet, but from what I seen was he said it was funny to him that a female talked about routes. That's funny to me too. Well, not funny like literally, but if any one of our female beats, you know, the women in beat started talking about routes, I'm gonna be like, whoa. You know what I mean? It's the way you can tell the way he meant. First of all, he was intrigued that she knew about it. You can see that by the look on his face. Secondly, it was a shocking thing. You don't hear women, whether they're reporters or not, talk about a route a receiver's running. I'm pretty sure there's listeners, male and female, right now that don't know much about routes. Right. You know what I mean? So I personally didn't see any issue with that. If he said anything before or after that, I didn't hear it. And I'm just talking about that particular thing that kept popping up on my timeline.
With me, for one, I need a better explanation of 2017 sexism. That's one. And two, I look at the situation of isms versus ignorance. I look at it like if somebody was to tell me, you know, I'm surprised to see you at a country concert. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take it like you racist piece of shit.
Right.
You know, how you know I don't like country. I'm going to look at it exactly like that. Okay, well, I'm a black dude, but... You know, but with that, I look at the ignorant side of it. Is that there is an ignorance that if this woman is here to do sports reporting, 9 times out of 10 she knows something about sports, because if she didn't, she wouldn't have her job, and if she had her job and didn't know anything about sports, people would be hoeing her. It'd be a fucking open season on you know what I'm talking about. If Jamel Hill didn't know anything about sports, she wouldn't have been at ESPN as long as she's been. She wouldn't, you know, people wouldn't be rallying behind getting her fired. Like, they wouldn't take what she says with so much weight if she didn't at least know something about sports. So I don't think it was sexist, but I do think it was an ignorant comment.
Well, see, this is kind of where I have to defer with that one as well, because number one, it's a lot of facts behind it. Number one, we're not in the sports world, so we don't know that reporter from shit, honestly.
Right.
I've never heard her name before. But even with that, routes is a very specific thing. Usually when you get reporters in general, they're not talking about the routes that they're running. I've heard reporters say, how did you feel about so-and-so dropping a ball more so than the routes that they're
specific
running?
Like routes,
It was very specific. So I can see why he was like, hey, I you know what I mean? It's funny to me you know about routes. I can see why. You know what I mean? It should probably, depending on the reporter, it could have been funny if a guy had said the same. If he had some overweight reporter talking about routes, he probably would have been like,
I'm overweight. I know routes was trying to say.
You play football. I'm talking
that.
about the ones that been in the book. They have not been on a football field. You know what I mean? You get some of those people that make it in this sports world because they're consumed with sports, but may not know about routes. If we're being completely honest, I played football 3 years out of the 4 in high school and had college opportunities, and I never remembered our route tree. Never remembered the shit. You know what I mean? So I can see where that ignorance, for lack of a better word, comes from. You know what I mean? It's just not somewhere, oh, you're a girl, I know you don't know about routes. That's not the case, because it's some females out here talk about football, and I'm like, wow.
That's when you got to provide context behind your comments. Like, I know in that situation, he probably wasn't thinking, let me say why I think it's funny. But in the present, when you look at the presentation, it's like, it's almost like he was playing her off for it to be cute. And unfortunately,
I will say that it did look like he kind of played her off. A little bit. I will say that.
Like as if he was, saying it like, oh, okay, somebody must have wrote that for you or something like that. Like it was a lot of arrogance and bravado in how he presented his statement. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in that situation, he should have provided context and broke down like this is why it's the way you just did. Because again, prime example, Nadeska from Everyday Struggle over at Complex. Whenever I hear anybody talk about hip hop, I'm interested.
Right.
The way she talks about it, her knowledge of hip hop, her knowledge of artists, her knowledge of the game, to me is unexpected coming from a female. But at the same time, it's not going to surprise me considering the day and age that we're in.
Right.
Because you don't hear females talk about hip hop. Same way we don't hear females talk about routes. You know, females talk about sports. The only time you hear females talk about sports is when they're upset about it because their significant other isn't paying them attention.
Right.
But I at least have the open mind to understand, like, okay, this is definitely a possibility that this person may or may not know something about it. Like, I look at both angles because if there was a press conference about Rihanna's Fendi makeup and a dude stood up and started talking about what are some makeup terminology?
I don't know. He started talking about makeup.
Starts talking about makeup. There you go. And Rihanna made the comment, there wouldn't have been any of the backlash.
Honestly, there probably wouldn't even be any backlash if it wasn't Cam Newton. You got to think.
Then there's that, right.
Towards the end of last season, every time somebody did something wrong, they was pointing a finger at Cam Newton.
Right.
Even when it was shit that he was saying that was ignorance. Cam Newton. So,
we can't have any good black quarterbacks. Some got to go. You saw what happened to Vic. So.
Yeah, this is true. Hell, you see what's happening to Cam. He was cleaning it up last year.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying it's a lot of factors that go on with that. But I do see where he did kind of play her off. I just think in that case, I can understand why he said what he said, but he could have said what he said with a little bit more. He could have said what he said with more like, oh, I didn't expect the female to know about routes. And that wouldn't have came off as bad as how it came off.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks, I don't think it's sexist, but it's for sure, it's ignorant. Like, it was definitely a shut the fuck up moment for Cam Newton. Like, I look at it and I think how you presented your surprise, that's not how you do it in 2017. Because this is, again, we talk about on the show all the time, this is a very sensitive time.
Yeah.
So if you make it seem like, oh, little girl, you know about routes, that's so cute. Because that's, Loki, that's how he said it. And as a man seeing it, that's how I looked at it. And when I first saw it, I was, ooh. You know what I mean? Because I saw it before it even became a whole news story.
Right.
And I was like, he's going to pay for that. That's the first thing that came to mind. I just think there was a different way to go about it. We're not in the age to where, women could just tell you about cooking utensils and makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like they know some shit. They know a lot of shit. So how he did it, that's the only thing that I disagree with in a sense. But his surprise, I understand.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I can agree with you on that. Shit, at this point, the only thing he can do is keep his head low and just win. At this point,
yo, he needs to go undefeated.
he just got.
I think they already fucked that up, didn't
they? They have.
Yeah, he got to find a way to be just the most stellar quarterback for the rest of the season.
Just start Marshawn it up. I'm only here so I won't get fined.
Very true.
You start doing that. I mean, I think when certain people, Marshawn included, if they're good, they recognize that any little slip up they have is going to be widespread.
It's going to be big news, especially as a black athlete.
Exactly. So you kind of got to recognize that and take that. The same with Westbrook. They recognize that, and you go out there, you're answering their questions. When they're trying to lead you to somewhere else, you're not even going there. You're answering their question, and you're waiting for another question. That's it. And you got to be that way in order to protect yourself. So you can need to start taking a page out of Marshawn and Westbrook's book. And
just shutting the fuck up. Yeah. That's too funny. But outside of that, we do have the ones, what brothers have, we stay putting ourselves in some kind of a situation.
Yep.
And with that, let's go ahead and just talk about Nelly.
Carried away, Los. I don't want to touch this one with a 10-foot pole.
Tour bus in Washington. Was the girl white or black? I've been hearing both.
I thought she was white.
Okay, so because I heard that first, and then it was like other, conversation that she was black. That was a situation that was, whatever the case is, was nothing but avoidable.
Oh yeah,
It was literally nothing else but avoidable.
yeah.
First of all, why is she on the bus? This already looks like rape. Why is she on the bus?
Right.
Two, it's a white girl. Who doesn't learn from Kobe?
Nelly.
You can literally take something that Kobe Bryant has done and apply that to life and do just fine going forward. Use Kobe. The Kobe system is real. It's not just a commercial. You know what I mean?
He said the Kobe system is real.
The Kobe system is real. He's done it all for us, like basketball Jesus. You know what I mean? And you look at this situation. It's like you always say. Until I see a video, I'm going to be skeptical about it. And like I always say, we're guilty until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Once you have that marker of a rapist, that shit sticks with you. Pac was a rapist all the way up until the day he died. Even though, everyone admitted he didn't do anything. He was just in concert with the people.
Right.
And you look at this situation with Nelly, and then the video that came out before with him playing in the little 15-year-old girl's hair. I'm like, bro, this is the bad time for this.
Whoa, I didn't see that video.
It was the concert the day before the situation happened. And it was a 15-year-old girl on stage, and he's rubbing her hair or whatever. He's, doing his Nelly thing. And that video just came out today. Now everybody's spinning that video.
Now, did Nelly know she was 15?
Probably not. Cause
Why is a 15-year-old even at that concert?
I feel like you can go to a Nelly concert at 9 years old. I don't care how much cussing he's doing. I don't know. When Nelly cusses, I just don't take it seriously.
I feel that should be an 18 or older concert. But even if it's not, we're in 2017. So if you're 15, born in 2002, you wasn't listening to Nelly to really understand until you got 15.
And I
Nelly ain't been hot.
He's been hot since, what was it, like 2000, 01?
I mean, he went from either 2000 or 01 to like what? 06?
Well, you know what? She could have liked his recent stuff. He's done some country.
Stuff?
He had a track with Fergie not too long ago. Yeah. You remember that?
No.
You don't?
I don't.
I think that album was called like Brass Knuckles.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But I mean, I agree because technically she's 2 years off from being old enough to be a Nelly fan.
Exactly.
But doesn't matter. She was in the building. She got fondled. Okay. Again, this situation is definitely tricky because you try not to say that the victim is making shit up for attention. You try not, you definitely try to feel for the victim, if it did happen. But then on the flip side, you can't help but to see almost the rotation of black celebrities, any black person with clout getting hit with rape. I go back to Kobe. Old girl was very adamant that Kobe raped her, did interviews, did article releases, did the whole nine. Kobe raped me, Kobe raped me. Kobe admitted, I slept with her, but it was consensual. Settled out of court. Once she got her money, then it was like, oh yeah, I was lying.
Right. I lied.
You look at Kevin Hart. Obviously, Kevin Hart did cheat on this chick. But now she's extorting the man saying, I didn't know he was married. So it's with situations like this, it's very hard to justify what's true and what's not. But I look at this situation the same way I look at Cam Newton's situation. Obviously, those are two completely different extremes. But it's one of those situations where you should have known better. Even if you really did smash, you should have known better.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle told us straight up, I need to see 2 forms of ID. You got to sign a contract.
Sign a contract.
It got to be the most consensual sex you've ever had in your life. It damn near got to be like a lawyer agreement. You need somebody to notarize it, low key.
What needs to happen is for these celebrities, what they need to do is they need to get their non-disclosures and photocopy scan their ID, the person's ID with that. You know what I mean? Like if it's taking place at your house, have a photo scanner at your house,
right?
And you go and you scan that with this non-disclosure. Have them sign it. You sign it, and y'all go about it that way.
Exactly.
So if they ever try to say something, you protect it.
There has to be some kind of a selfie with her holding the non-disclosure.
Right. So
you got to be prepared.
Something. You got to be prepared, especially now, man. Everybody, whether young or old, is looking for that quick come up. And if you look like a sucker, you're going to get taken for a sucker.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
So you got to protect yourself, and unfortunately, he didn't Protect yourself.
He wasn't that guy.
He was not number one.
Cosby made it all these years without getting caught. Nelly got caught the next day type shit. You know what I mean? He released a statement.
I did see
Today
he
or
released a statement.
yesterday?
It was yesterday. I did see it yesterday. Yeah.
He ended up canceling the show for yesterday and everything, which is understandable.
Right.
You know, what's fucked up, people would have still went. But it would have soured the mood because somebody would have been in there calling him a rapist. Somebody would have been in there doing
rape.
some,
Somebody,
right,
yeah, somebody
doing some random shit. You know what I mean? Again, just this situation. Certain rapists are just cut and dry. Like Cosby, rapist. You know, I don't see how Nelly can get himself out this situation unless she somehow comes out and says that she was lying or what. But even if she comes out and says she was lying, does that change the perception of Nelly? Because it's guilty till you proven guilty.
If she comes out and says she lying, I say she got to come out and say that 72 hours max. That's max, and that's pushing it.
Right.
For people to look at Nelly like, all right, he had that situation, but he didn't do it. If this goes into next week, if this goes into next Sunday, no, she can come out after that and be like, he didn't do it. Socially, they're going to look at him as he
That's
did
going to
it.
be the acceptance. If they don't look at him like he did it, they're just going to act like he never was accused of it.
Exactly. One of the two.
One of the two. You know, there ain't going to be no doubling back. No, oh, damn, I was calling Nelly this, that, and the third. It's none of that. It's just like, oh, okay, you didn't rape her? All right. One thing, though, that, you know, and I was talking about this with somebody on Facebook. When I hear about celebrities being involved in rape and all that other stuff, to me, just considering the person that I am, I can never understand how you can, you know, when money and fame comes, this arrogance just like takes over and you lose yourself. Like, I've been the broke of the broke. You know what I mean? I've been at my very lowest. And as things, you know, are progressively getting better for me, you know, I'm able to build a lot on my own. I'm able to establish a lot on my own. I don't have an arrogance. I still have that same feeling that I had when I was absolutely broke. I was just like, I need to do more to get more.
Right, right.
I don't see that, you know, when everything comes that you know that we're building for, I don't see how that can change my perception to where I feel entitled to whatever, even the pussy. Like I don't see how celebrities can't have that kind of mindset that leads them to rape somebody.
To lead to rape, honestly, there's not a mindset I can think of that can go with that. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's a no-brainer. No, motherfucker.
Right,
It's
exactly.
that simple. For the people for the celebrities that feel entitled, that goes to they stop keeping. It's part of the problem. More, to me, it's more so the friends you keep. You know what I mean? So if you got somebody that is a rapper and they're keeping around a whole bunch of yes men, they're gonna start to feel entitled, start to feel like everything is theirs. You when you surround yourself with people that are keeping you grounded, it's easier for you to become grounded.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I think we've all then had a chance. We've been broke, you know what I mean, super broke, and we get some money and we like, shit, I got a little bit of bread. You know what I mean? Like it can go from that to feeling entitled like Nelly or any of these celebrities, but I think it all boils down to the people that you keep around you.
Right.
And maybe he didn't keep the right people in his camp.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of times, a lot of these black celebrities, the people that they make it with are the people that they were grinding with.
Right.
One thing I'm happy to say is that when I, you know, put together Beat Network, I surrounded myself with people that I was familiar with. The only relative unknowns that came into Beat was Lex, Truth, and KC. But even then, that was based off of a solid relationship between Lex and Jay, and then Lex put me on the Truth put me on the KC. So it's like, if I didn't know you, I knew someone that knew you.
Right, and it was it was solidly.
Exactly. And when everybody came together, everybody was like-minded. Everybody wanted, you know, to see Beat go to that next level. I can't surround myself with somebody that's there just for the fame, that wants to be there like, oh, yeah, we gonna make it.
Right.
This us, right? I can't have motherfuckers like that around me, because then you end up in situations to where why is there a white girl on my tour bus?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I bet you it wasn't even his girl. He probably didn't even bring her on the bus.
Probably not.
It could have been one of the homies' girl.
It could easily be another Tupac situation. You see, Pac did his time for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be that. It can be the situation where the homie bring her on the bus, and you being at you his homeboy, his homeboy done told him something that the girl ain't agree with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it could be a number of things, but at the end of the day, it's his camp, so he got to be responsible for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to be like, nah, this shit ain't gonna fly, and you got to check yourself sometimes.
You got to know when you're putting your mans in a situation.
Yeah.
But that's when you have those follower type niggas that just want to be around for all the for everything. You know what I'm saying?
For the follow, right now for the follow on social media.
Exactly.
I'm part of Nelly crew.
Like my shit, I'm in the camp. You know what I'm saying? We out here tour bus pimping and all this other shit. Like, nah, bro. Y'all can get on somewhere. I'm gonna go back to the room. I'm gonna chill. Right? When we get to the place we want to be, I don't see myself being out past 11. I'm already not out past 11.
Right,
I'm taking
right.
my ass to sleep.
Exactly. Why do I got to be out past?
And I'm
now?
recording myself sleep. As soon as I see a situation unfold, I'm like, nope, let me go Facebook Live. And you don't get 8 hours of Los. Knock the fuck out.
Right.
Straight up. 'Cause no one needs those problems, especially as a black man in America right now. Nobody needs those problems.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel, kind of circling back, whether he did it or not, he's still in the wrong for putting himself in that position.
Yeah, you got to be smarter than that.
You got to be smarter than that. And I don't see how he can bounce back from this, bro. Rape is a big thing to have pinned to you.
It is. And honestly, it's going to depend on how long this is drawn out.
Mm-hmm.
How long this is drawn out. The only thing that he kind of got going for him is that this nigga's not popping right now. So he can, if not, he gets in trouble for this situation. He can kind of continue to play in the backlight like he has been.
Being on country records.
With Fergie.
Hey, that's his future. You gotta let him have that.
Hey, if that's how he eating, by all means, go ahead.
Bro, you saw a Flow Rider saw his lane and was like, this is
That
me.
man is smart. He stayed in that lane and he's capitalized.
And he's been eating off of that lane. Pitbull tried. He was like, yo, hip hop heads, we here. Y'all want to pay me? Cool. Dun, 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 dun. And that was him for the rest of his career.
Yep,
So,
with a suit on.
If you didn't do it, and if you beat this case, brother, stay right over there.
Yeah, just chill out, man.
To do exactly what you got to do.
Go hang. This what it is. He stopped hanging out with the nigga with the mask. Started, and that's what it is. Nigga with the mask was keeping him humble.
I look at this situation like, where was Keywan? Like, you already didn't do anything in the St. Lunatics. Where is Keywan? Tell your boy, like, hey, man, get it together. She don't need to be on this bus. There should have been somebody to be like, no, you got to go. Get your autograph, get your selfie, and skate.
Right.
That should have been the quickest conversation. She shouldn't have been able to say shit.
Nelly should have had dudes in his camp. That's all their job is to do.
Just to filter through the bullshit.
You see some shit popping off that don't look right, you end it. No matter what I say, end it.
Nah, Nelly ain't going outside no more. He ain't even going to the dressing room. He going to come ready, and then he's going to leave. He's I don't want to be nowhere proud. I just want to go. You better leave in the 2-door. Better make sure ain't no room for nobody to be
He leave on a motorcycle. He leave it on a motorcycle. Nope, can't get on. Only one
Make sure
helmet.
somebody got me on film leaving on this Kawasaki. I'm out.
Only one helmet. Nope.
I don't even keep a passenger helmet. Hell no.
Oh man.
I don't know. This is a good time to wrap up. Kev, let them know where they can find you at, bro.
_ Hollywood Kev on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, that's it for me, Los.
At Big Los UTC on Twitter. Find me on Snap, Big Los. What's your Snap? Give people your Snap.
Oh shit! Because I'm barely on Snap. That's why. But it's the same as _ Hollywood Kev, except the E is a 3.
See, boom. E to 3s. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook. And as we normally say, follow the Beat Network page on Twitter at Beat _network. Follow us on Instagram at Beat Network, Facebook.com/Beat Network 1. Follow us on iHeart. Follow us on iTunes. Or subscribe on iTunes. Which one is it on iTunes? It's like subscribe or follow.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to us on iTunes. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Shout out to the B fam for surprising me.
Yeah.
Really wasn't expecting that. Especially in the middle of a tragedy conversation. But definitely shout out to them for that. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate your support. And as always, it's Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's the Noize.